This is our first year of high school.
You looking forward to it?
Huh?
Looking forward to it?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave Mark's in. Wouldn't care. This is Rachel, and this is Amy, and this is Nietzsche. And this is Stella. Yes. She's the double dag. Now these are what you recall. Yeah, this is another one. These are the dags. This is the dags. No, this is a special dag. This is the biggest dag. I'll go into the dags. Okay. Oh, they are. Look at them all. So what's that? Thank you, Becky. Dawn. What? It's Joe's on.
But just a quick one to start off the year. Welcome back, everyone. Did everyone have a good holiday? Yeah. Good, very good. You don't have to call me Mrs. Duff. I want to welcome all the new students. That is the new Year 7s who aren't quite new because we've seen them already. But we have a few new students at different levels in school, Year 7, Year 8, Year 9, and I'm not sure that we have any new Year 10s. So can everybody make them feel welcome? And that is basically our Year 10s, which is why we have the Year 10s in today, because as the Year 10s you know more about the system than anyone else and are the best people to help the new people into it. So if you see anybody looking a little bit lost, or puzzled because they don't quite understand what the system is or what they're supposed to be doing or how to work out their objectives, those sorts of things, give them some help, okay? Ron resigned, and at the moment we don't have a full-time science teacher. Has come in for the first 2 weeks to get these 2 days. She will also be standing for the first couple of weeks for the Ron's home group. It's a home group teacher, and then leave. So it's pretty impossible. So she will be relying on some, especially any Year 10s associated with her to help her out. But you probably know it takes a while to get applications in and to interview and to get someone for a position. Because I'm coordinating this year, next year I won't be teaching English full-time, which means that there's a new teacher coming in to teach one English course. Now you'll meet her tomorrow because she's coming in to go to our picnic with us so that she can get to know you and you can get to know her. And her name is Jackie. So she'll be teaching in the Year 7, 8 area. So that's
through 9. It doesn't go through O'Connor anymore, and it goes through your alumni instead.
What about, is anything strange about the buses? Check with Mike. I'm not sure, but I think there may have been a few last minute changes from the action people that came so late that no one was
Time.
Oh, were they?
10 days ago.
So we're now going to split up into our home, get some advice from your home group teacher and work out your courses as per usual. And tomorrow, all the Years 8s and 9s will be here as well. So most of the morning, they will be going through their course selection and counselling session. And you should have all received a note about the fact that there will be a picnic lunch at the Cotter. Action buses will come and take us there and bring us back. And so you can bring a barbecue lunch because there's barbecues down there if you want, or just a picnic lunch if you can't be bothered, and take us through us. So that's basically the program for 2 days. Have I forgotten anything? At 11:30, we hope to be finished by 11:30. Everybody knows that, do they? Anybody got any questions before we go? Great. Anybody not know which home group they're in? Okay, just before we go, I'll just today and tomorrow. Kate and Debbie are going with Brian, Lara, and the others aren't here at the moment. So, anybody?
From the school, so it's good news.
Are you kidding? How come?
Good news, Jamie, it is, isn't it?
Where's she going?
I don't know. Oh yeah, Campbell High, something like that. Maybe.
Maybe. When's she going to make that decision?
Fun?
When's that?
You'd like.
When's she making that decision?
Oh, she's going for an interview or something today or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, I don't know.
Christmas cards that were meant to be given out last year.
Shut up, Peter!
Close your mouth. Some videos you've been told about that, have you?
Oh God!
Don't look at him. Yeah, a lot of people today. This is really strange.
Yes, it's big.
Extras.
Did Bron just decide to resign through the holidays? Oh,
I don't know the full story.
okay. Well, that's
That's
the
the
last
last
one.
one. Find out. This isn't fair.
Supposed to be here or here.
Some people
No,
are.
some.
Can I borrow a pencil?
So decided she wanted to do something different.
I found out the Saturday.
Are they around?
Oh my
So,
goodness.
Amy and Nietzsche. Yeah. And Mandy's here. And we have 3 ring-ins. Enjoy your journal, that's right. Is it? Andrew, I was just about to say, I debated whether I would write to you first, but I thought I would let you put your first marks, writings, whatever, on your journal first. That you baptise it. I'll just talk a little bit about writing objectives, because even though if you're an old hand, you always need a refresher. Heard find it out too. Now, basically the idea of writing your objectives is for you to think back to the end of last year, for year 10s especially, to think back over your whole view of last year about what you did and what you didn't do, and think about the sorts of things you want to do in each curriculum area, where you want to expand, do better, consolidate what you know, or just branch out, all those things. Think about what you should do that you don't really want to do but you know you should. Think about things you really want to do. Think about, be honest, and also think about the things that you want personally for yourself, which doesn't say you don't have to just have them all allied to subjects. It might be doing something with your overall, what you get out of school, which is not just the course work. Okay? You might have a personal goal of your own that you want to share as part of your objectives. Grow 3 foot taller, whatever, those sorts of things. Because we're trying to look at ourselves as whole people and not just as people learning things. Okay? Anybody got any other helpful hints as to how to arrive at some good objectives? The year 7s, you might find that a bit hard, but just try and think about the things that you'd like to do and what you've done last year, and you know which areas that you really enjoy, which areas you need to work hard at. So you can find a page on your journal there. Objectives term 1, where you start writing those down. Yes, so you
It doesn't seem that long ago.
doesn't seem that long ago.
That we did it last time. Oh.
Okay, and I'd like, how many people here do French? Just Sarah? Okay, I want to try and get your advice done early, because I think we have anyone else coming in, try and sort out when French people don't do French. So if I can get you sort of tied up a bit, we'll have a bit of idea about what timetable such.
This term I would like to do some more work.
Work harder, all these promises. That's
I will do my
Try, if you say that every term, try and change the objective so that you can achieve it this term. Whether it's, make it more specific. Say, I will set aside this many sessions to work on homework or maths or keep my hair done or whatever. Okay. So try and make lots of work because they're not the remembering all the sessions and when they are. Things like that. And I don't want to tell you anything to write down to start with. I want you to try and write some things down. Show them to me then and I'll say, well, that's the sort of thing.
Because you know how I don't know that Brian was talking about the desert trip that was going to be planned.
Yeah.
We wrote down that one of our kids that we were going to go on a trip.
about a camel trip.
Now you know the procedure is pretty much that until me, but I will not give you a course outline to look at until I feel that you know what your goals are. When I feel that you know what your goals are, then I'll give you a course outline so that you can match up the courses with your goals. After which I'll give you a timetable to see whether in fact your choices are possible.
I know what I'm going to do.
Top here,
Like that.
and as soon as you're ready to show me your
Mate.
objectives, you can
Belinda's going to hide it, babe.
What's happened after the 2 weeks when this science lecture?
Oh, well,
Get a new one?
Gabrielle is going to be, well, you know what it's like when people apply for a job. It takes, because Bron only resigned during holidays. Yeah.
Why did she resign?
Well, she got another job that she thought was going to be
Better
more
money.
fun. Directions. A lot of PE teachers don't teach all their lives.
Where
And
did
she
you
and
go?
her husband got a job offer together. And so that was a big decision because she had to decide whether she was going to give up her career and help her husband on, because he hadn't been working, you see, up until now. This is a good job for him. Plus, you know, they were living in a caravan, don't you? So this job gets a house. So that's a pretty good thing, Bron. So they get a house. She's working at the Sports Institute. And anyway, Gabrielle,
Institute of Sport in Bruce.
yeah, looking after the kids who... So Gabrielle will take her place for 2 weeks. We got her just to fill in the gap, and she may or may not stay, but there are a whole lot of applicants. There are quite a few applicants who've applied for the job, so we only...
Alright, so there are people.
Oh, there's definitely people applied, and we've just got to go through the whole interview process, and that takes ages. You know what it's like, and then you get a short list or a long list or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, a parcel, thank you.
Year 10 maths recommendation.
Okay, thanks. We're
Peter?
still talking.
Peter, I've got all my work that I promised to give you, by the way.
He did, he just told us so, didn't he? That's excellent. Promises. That's a good start to the year, isn't it? Great. Yeah.
Are we having any year 10s meetings as in year like?
Yes, there is one new year 10, but he's not in our home group. He will be with P2P.
Who is he?
I've forgotten his name. But he's a boy.
But is that all? Just one?
Yeah.
We've got how many New Year 8s in it? Do you know?
There's a few. But our total number is 77 this term. 77.
In secondary alone.
In secondary.
But wasn't
Okay.
it 90 last?
94 last year. So we've got to go and tell everyone how wonderful we are so that we can have more people. Okay, listen, we better start this on the road, otherwise we won't get a chance to finish it all. And there's a couple of things that we want to do. First of all, I want to give you your...
Join.
For the new people,
They're running
For the new people,
Yeah.
did you have journals in primary?
No.
Oh, yes, we did.
So we did. For the first term, then the second term we slacked off. The third term.
Oh, you don't slack off with me, mate.
No, Leslie just didn't do it.
Okay, I'll just explain what it's all about, and the others who haven't got one, who know all about it, or think they know all about it, will listen again, because you just might get a new glimpse of an idea.
You gave Jamie and I a journal.
I've been doing this for
Oh, I
4
think
years.
so.
They get all humped around the ends because they're too big and they
Okay.
too big.
This journal is your private piece. Okay, it is you, between you and me only. Nobody gets to see it except you and me.
The outside.
And the idea is, we won't talk about the beginning. We'll just talk about the blank pages first of all. The idea is that you use this to communicate to me, in case there's something you want to say, and in case I want to say something to you, and I'd like you to do it at least once a week. Some people last year in my home group wrote almost every day. And I think it just depends on what you have to say. And you can decorate this cover, you can do what you like with it, it is yours. Okay? And if you don't feel like writing, but you feel like, ugh, something's really bugging you, you can draw a person going, ugh. You can draw a picture, you can paste something in, you can do whatever you want to be able to communicate something to you. So what I'm saying is, you don't necessarily have to write reams and reams of long letters or something. Okay, so I'm really happy. Gerard Oakes and Martin Harvey last year used to draw cartoons. And that used to do something. That used to tell me something and I'd answer.
Piers will do that too.
Good on you, Piers. I like cartoons.
Right? I always write last year's.
You what?
I always write the year before on it.
It's 1987.
Yeah, I know.
87. Anyone
Done it
feel
every
that
year
they think,
so far.
I hate journals and I don't want to do it?
I'll
Let's
just
do it.
leave
I'll
it,
talk to you a
yeah.
little bit more about it, so that give you an idea. But we will probably start something today, and that'll give you an idea. I might write in it what you like. I even don't mind swear words. But I do mind them when you're talking to me. Okay? No swearing. I don't like swearing. We've got this rule in our house. It teaches him too many things. And we've got this rule in the house. 20 cents is handed over if there's a swear word, right? So if I have to say shit, which I do occasionally, my son, no matter where he is in the garden, he hears it. That child isn't, he comes rushing up and says, 20 cents please for me. So here we will have the same rule. We won't worry about money, but we won't swear.
I think we should have money.
We won't swear. No, we won't do it. You want money, do you?
Hang
Maybe we'll
on.
discuss that.
No, I'd be broke.
Yeah, you would be. First page, turn to your first page and we'll just see what that's all about. There are dates, and you will be told school dates and things during the year, and it would be a good idea to mark these on here so that you remember. And all the pals and people that you want to know and their names and addresses you can put down here. So if you want to swap names and addresses, you can. Everybody gets a parent list at some stage of the year and a teacher's list. If you feel that you're desperate about something and you want to contact me, I don't mind you ringing me at home. But I do mind if you ring at midnight. I do mind if you're only going to tell me something trivial. Okay, so I don't mind if you ring me, but I want you to ring me if it's important. Over page. Go over and over and over till you get to title teacher sessions per week. That all is about the courses you're doing. Now, I really think it's important you fill these out, because when I have the journal, I can say, right, these are the courses you're doing, and I can always keep track of what you're doing all the time. Okay, so that's there. Self-initiated activities. Justin, you won't know what they are. You two remember what they are? Self-initiated activities are ones that aren't normal scheduled timetable sessions, but you would like to do something out of your own interest. So you've got lots of scope. What sort of hobbies and things do you like doing? There is a chess club here, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chess club. I don't know whether you could possibly do that as a self-initiated activity. Is there other things, for example, electronics or computer or sewing or cooking or yoga even? A lot of things that people like to do, but we haven't got a teacher to teach them, so I want to do it, and you do all the work for it, but a teacher sort of supervises you through. Okay? So that'll be something that might be new for you. And then down the bottom there's a timetable, and you'll get the timetable by the end of the day. Back to objectives. This is our first real thing that I'd like you to do now. What do we mean by objectives term 1?
Should we write term 1?
Sorry?
Should we write term 1?
Yep,
written at
because
the
it's
top.
term 1. It's not written at the top, it's just written term. Term.
Oh,
Put 1 at the top.
I'm not looking at the page.
Well, look at it, as we're talking about it. Objectives. I guess it's hard. That is a really hard thing to do. Who has found writing objectives at any time easy that you can give us a few hints?
Really
Easy?
Suggest
I might give you a
ideas.
few ideas, but I certainly won't do it for you. What we're trying to do here, all of us have to come to school. It's law. It's the government decrees we must come to school, right? So there's no point in writing down, I've got to come to school. So therefore, that's why I'm here. You're at AME because you've chosen to come to this particular school, and there are certain things that you hope to achieve while you're here. And every term, particularly in the new term, first term, there are probably a whole lot of things that you might want to do. I know one thing that Ben's going to do this term. What are you going to do this term?
Maths homework.
I'm going to keep my homework up to date. Right. So that is probably going to be one of his major objectives. Because how about we just share a few objectives rather than my telling you? What sorts of things would you hope to get out of this term? It can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be associated with the school. Martin Harvey wrote in his objectives, he got, yay, achieved. He got it. He wrote other things too, of course. But if you have certain objectives, I like maybe your social work, social being with people, teachers, your sport, outside of school. Maybe you're going to try and get on with your parents a bit better because you don't want to fight all year. Maybe you want to achieve. And school might be able to help you with that. Do you want to just discuss it first before you start writing, or do you want to write first?
Whatever.
All right, come on. Speak to me. Speak.
I'm started already.
You started good. He's on his way. Who would like to have a little chat with me? How about we meet over in the corner and we can talk about it? You want
New pen.
You borrowed it. You've lost a pen already. Anyone who wants to have a chat about objectives, I'm going to be sitting here and I'll give you a hand. Okay, so
Persuade.
How would you like? P-E-R-S. We've got some dictionaries here. Excuse me, might be to say, I'd like to get to know people closely. I'd like to be able to talk to a teacher about worrying about it all. To do with the small class sizes, or I'd like to really get into a subject. That might be freaky.
Give me space.
You don't want to do science because nothing in science appeals to you. You don't have to do a science course. However, we're recommending to you strongly that you do one subject from each area. Don't leave out science. Unless there's some really special reason. Now, some people will find that they would like to do the 3 science courses, you see, and they overload themselves and pick too many courses. But don't do that either. Think about 6 necessarily, unless you talk to the teacher. Yeah, you might be able to do that if you talk to the teacher. So only one science course, only one art course. If you really want to do 2 art courses or 3 art courses, you have to talk to Brian about it first. Right? Could you go?
SIA course with advice from your home group teacher. If you would like to do more than one course in one area, discuss it with your home group teacher and the teacher concerned. All the best for the term ahead.
Okay.
Judy.
So as you read, and then tonight when you take this home, read through it again, but more slowly with your mum and dad. Okay, particularly if you've got trouble reading this document. It's not bad, but there's some pages which are a little bit hard to read.
Next. About atoms, or do you want to do properly about atoms?
I can't see you like this.
Ecology. Oh yes, that's okay. That's terrific. This course will look basically at the principles of genetics and look at the gene pools of animal populations. Sounds okay? Oh yeah.
Mine's on Tuesday.
Airbending skills.
Oh, it's for people who intend doing an airbending trip during the first month. Short story on you. And
I'm just going to put a towel on my pillow.
no, I kept losing my pack. I'd
Which could be very interesting.
10 years ago, I was in first grade.
Well, you'll probably, now you'll be able to look back and see the transformation from Maddie to Maddie.
Do you realise this year's year 10s are the last people who were Duntroon?
No.
So we were in kindergarten and then moved.
Oh, were you really?
Is that right? Yeah.
So you're the last one. So how many of you went to kindergarten here? Did you, Alistair?
There are quite a few.
I've been out.
These ceremonies and Tyrannosaurus, of course. Greenie and Piers.
So then it's the last, all the next ones will be just in the school.
Except Granny went away.
Yeah, we say at the home, a lot of them went away. You went away too, didn't you?
I've been here solidly. There aren't many who've been here solidly.
Don't dig the desk up when the man's photographing you. This is our sculpture course. We destroyed tables.
I'll finish on one. Can I get it?
In a minute. Just wait. I want to read it.
I want to do exciting things like play cricket.
Is it too big?
I won't be able to.
It's a little big, but it's too big.
That is
That's all right. It's all over the place a bit though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then Sean, I'll tell you what I saw him in town the other day. Playing his...
Yeah.
What is that, a flute? A wooden flute? Oh yeah, it was beautiful. How long have you been learning that? I heard the music, and I saw this kid and I thought, gee, that looks like, one of the Gordons. So I find it hard to tell you apart from the distance. And then when I went past it, said, no, he had it in front of his face and I wasn't sure. I thought maybe it was. And I kept going, he stopped playing, he said, hey, Brian, called me back. If some money, it's sing.
Yeah, about that.
But not all.
I don't know.
Come on, Aaron. Hurry up.
Yeah, you'd like to do that, would you? Not going out of school and just get involved in drama. That's what happens anyway, isn't it? This the year of our Lord. You can't do that. You must write Lord with a capital L. You don't teach them enough religion in this school. And how serious is this? You couldn't be more beautiful, Emma. Like what? Come on, I'll start getting out to those people who have done their course or something. There you go. That's slang. You say, our years, come here. Not that it's such a word, until we people say that they say, our years go. That's you. Come on, Brian.
Person in here with the surname of Hamley?
Yeah, Ralph. He's not new, he's year 7.
No,
No, he's not new, he's new. He's new to year 7.
Did your mother come in with you today?
Yeah. Why don't you come talk to this lady on the phone? I don't know what she wants. She's having a look for you though.
Come on.
I'm done.
I'll be back in my
How'd it go yesterday?
Good.
Were you happy with it? Yeah. They sort of have it all worked out?
Not at all worked out. It all worked out.
Well, I was thinking maybe the courses and the options and all that sort of stuff.
That worked out pretty well. We've still got some timetable hassles. That's right. I'm going to try and work out today.
Yeah.
Show you around and help you work out your courses and things like that. Right.
Okay, leave him with me.
Is your mum here at the moment?
No,
Dad?
she just left.
Oh, okay. Well, Mike wanted to see her about some enrolment forms or something. So is she picking you up this afternoon or are you catching a bus?
No, I'm walking home.
Oh, right. There's something about form filling.
No.
Alright.
Boring. How could yesterday be boring? You took the day off, didn't you? Yeah. You're coming back for a second day, you guys, are you?
Oh, so that's social science. Philosophy, but otherwise we'd only have 4 free sessions, and that's not enough. So you said, well, we're just starting.
Because you've got to do work.
Yeah, I know. That's why we wouldn't have enough. Yeah, you just said you're just going to have to cut some out.
One of the secretary coming. Looks mad with the camera.
Good morning.
Oh, I saw a bit. Let's sit down here and wait.
Day 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the Tolls coming to work school, huh?
Hello. Come here.
Hang on, Fiona.
Someone was
No hellos anymore.
Watch me. Wait. Where? Estelle, please. What are we going to do?
I know what's I'm so happy to tell me anything.
Picnic, a bit of order, please. Judy.
Yesterday. It certainly looks better today. When I came in here yesterday, first I welcome everybody back, I had an address to 2 students, and I realised there were more than that. But it was still only sort of half a room. It's feels much better today. I'd like everybody to give Gianna a cheer that was passing her bus licence. Just this morning.
But only just.
Only me. I have our golf that I passed on to you yesterday, to the others. In case there is anybody that doesn't know it, and so we have a temporary science teacher to get things rolling until we have our new appointment. So I just want to introduce you to Gabby, who's head of class, etc. Tell her your needs in science. I have realised that because I'll be coordinating this year, it means that I'll be teaching that you will all have to get to know as well. We'll be teaching on our picnic, so which can be her and school teaching would be a good way to start. Now that makes us to the cotton. Have everybody remember this when there's the towel and their lunch. So we don't have a lot of time. Courses chosen, working out timetable things, all that sort of thing. So can you give your home group teacher before we all have to pack off onto buses?
Well, some people thinking are Alistair for Brian's homework, Sam for Peter P's, Ewan for Bron, Josh for Brian, Peter Gill for D, Matthew M for Peter B, and Susie for Judy.
The 5 days, you're rostered for the 5 days, but you meet on the Monday morning with Maddie and I and all the people who are cleaning for the week, and you say which day you want off. And from there we organise which days you clean which rooms.
So if you have a piano lesson or something one afternoon, instead of cleaning the next morning, you can have that day off. So you clean, you're rostered for 5 days, but you clean for 4.
So each home, there may be speakers. Each home group today needs to look after their own area. Any questions about anything that's happening today? You need to still go to your home groups this morning, just because it seems to be convenient. The people who were in Ron's home group, I think I contacted everybody and told them out of the year 8s and 9s. Okay, well if there are no...
I have 2 things on with that. Is our idea that we moved it last year about the target camp that we were planning for week 6 of this term, similar to what we did at the beginning of last year. Now remember, things like some of the activities may be led into that. Some of your phys rec activities maybe lead up to that, like airbedding and things like that. I just want you to start thinking about the sort of activities you want to do for phys rec. I want you to start thinking about the sort of things you want to do to get into that camp, because we've got a few limitations with whether we can get horsing in there or walking in there and things like that.
In fact, we will be having a meeting and stuff.
And the second thing is the year 10 and year 9 and year 10 mooted, to use the word again, table that because we're not sure what's happening with it yet. And can you see me at recess today, break to it? We can do it as a course. You don't have to do it, you can do it and if you're not sure about what it is, come and see me at recess as well. It's just I need to ring Mary tonight, we'll be showing her. So please don't forget if you're interested, because I have to know today. Just giving you a bit of advance warning about your $8 that you've got to bring in for the book for the year. If you bring it in early, you'll get the stick of the books, right? The books. So I'll give you a note about that next week, and you get $5 back. So essentially, to hire the book, it costs you $1 a term to hire the book. Okay?
Have there any more new people in secondary? I've sort of mentioned that there are 2 new staff people that will be around so far. There are quite a lot of new people around, our year 7s, plus people scattered across the other year groups. Well, everybody who's been here for a while, make sure that they make those people feel welcome. If they look a little bit lost or puzzled about anything, offer to help them out rather than to wait for them to give up completely. Okay, so really that reason. Okay, so after home groups.
many big fish I hear on the holidays. Generally big browns, huh?
Only 10 weeks this week.
Yeah, there's 10 in both terms, but we lose 2 for camps. Okay? So that brings us down to 18 total. So by the time we get all our stuff done, now you'll find that that's not a lot of time for what we have to get done. Okay, so make sure you remember it goes for the whole semester. Okay.
To work independently with the camera in the dark room. Students will learn how to use a 35mm SLR camera and how to develop negatives and how to develop print photographic paper.
How to develop print. Now that meant develop and
Put
print.
it in all the stuff.
Okay, yeah. Don't worry about it. It's stuff. You won't be saying that stuff, so you'll be saying the correct names, won't you?
Yes.
Right.
Emphasis will be placed on the mastering and techniques expected from photography rather than being able to take artist photography.
Sorry, you finished that sentence?
No.
No.
Through hopefully both will be the result.
Though hopefully. And giving you the camera, telling you very little about it, how to click it, and running up and trying to get magnificently artistic, creative shots, all right? Because I believe very strongly that once you understand how to do things properly, you'll then be able to be much more, you will then be in a much better position to be able to do artistic stuff with your camera. If you don't understand what you're doing, it'll all be happy accidents or disaster. Right? It'll be more disaster than happy accidents, I can assure you. Okay? Is that clear? Right.
Because of the space restriction in the art room, this course is offered to 6 students and also restricted to Year 8, unless it isn't filled by that group. There will be a cost of $15, not abolished.
Not finalised at this time.
To
That's
cover
approximately.
film, paper, expenses. It will cost a preferable if students have based on a SLR 35mm camera and they could use on their own. What is it called? SLR. Do we have to 35mm?
You don't? SLR. I'll go through it in a minute. Okay.
Okay. There will be compulsory writing component in this course, including regular homework assignments, and final project will be a photographic essay and theme on of the student's choice.
All right. Now, you understand what regular homework assignment is? You understand that bit? It doesn't even have to have writing. What do the photographs have to do? Okay. Yeah. What do the photographs have to do, Jessie, if you're doing a photographic essay? Now, what do the photographs have to do? Not just the answers. You're looking out the window. It doesn't have any writing in it. What do you think it might mean? What's an essay? What does an essay do? Essay. If you write an essay on something, what do you do? It's explaining or it's doing what? Showing or telling about pollution in Canberra. You may make a story of Tegan and the 3 Big Bad Wolves, and she might be the main actress, and you know the 3 Big Bad Wolves not that from the thing, do things around the school. that could be what it is. But what you have to do is you have to provide me with enough and appropriate photographs to give that information across without having to explain it bit by bit. It should be there, obvious in the pictures. Okay? That's 2 things. It enables you to, it enables me to see whether you can take good pictures for what, and try to get the message through the film that you're trying to take, rather than just go take a picture and then hopefully it works out. And secondly, it enables you to show me that you have got something up here between the ears where you can tie all these things together and you can get a message across without having to say it. It's quite hard sometimes. You do it in drama maybe, without having to say it, you get a message across like miming and stuff like that. It's not easy sometimes. When you talk easy to explain it, you're right. And it's fun. It can be real fun. Okay, so that's our major task. The first task is to get you to understand the camera. The second task is to get you to understand how to develop film. Once you've taken the film. And then the third task is to get you how to print the film on paper from the negatives, transfer to paper, so you've got pictures. Okay, you've got photographs. And then our fourth task is going to be do something with those photographs and say, I'm clear on that, because you're supposed to have read that carefully. As you all know, we've got 8 in here, the 7th of David, just looking at the here. And it is too big. Like, it's really hard to work with that. What I've decided to do, I think about last month, is I'm not going to kick anybody else out unless they don't do the work. I'm not going to say after 2 weeks, you two are the worst because they've got more dots on their eyes and we've done the work, but you haven't got your eyes properly, and that's the worst, so you need to go out. If you're not pulling your weight, I'm going to ask people to leave within the first 2 weeks, because the more room we've got in there, the better. And I wanted to keep it to 6, there's 8 of you who want to do it, and I'll give you that chance. You muff it and you've gone. Is that reasonable?
Yeah.
Right. I'm prepared to work with 8 if you're all working. If you're working, I can work with you, because you'll fit in with me and I'll fit in with you. Okay? Alright, now, the money part. I have to have money, and I have to have money. One of the ways I thought of getting rid of you was the first 6 people who paid me money to come out and stuff to go. That's not fair on people who are find it difficult to get money. If Mum hasn't got $15, I say, you don't get your money in tomorrow.
How much is it? $15 or
$15. If you don't have your money tomorrow, you're not in it. And if Johnny goes home and Mum hasn't got any money, it's a bit tough on him. He gets kicked out.
I don't think Jamie's mum would.
She might have cash on hand. Why should she have cash on hand any more than us?
Because they've got a nursery.
Yeah, but they're not allowed to take it out of the tool of the nursery, right?
Right.
Anyway, the message is that I'm not going to do that, okay? But the message is further that I want the money. Because it is imperative. Film costs a lot of money, chemicals cost a lot of money. It's mainly film and paper. Paper's very expensive. The costs are going to be. And if you do your job and do it properly, you'll get more than $15 worth. And I'll end up subsidising you. If you don't, if you do nothing, and I haven't kicked you out, which should have happened, you'll be paying me $15 and not using it, so that's your bad luck. Okay? Right. Now, SLR cameras that's what we're looking at. We're not looking at the others for what we're doing in this course, because this is mainly the camera you'll use. It's the traditional main camera at the moment. Modern cameras are becoming so sophisticated that a lot of new things all about. The reflex part, this is a film, unfortunately, so she's only taken a couple. Have you got one without a film, have you? Oh, that'd be better. You got a massive great lens on you. Yeah. Whoa. You sure hasn't got a film in it?
Yep.
Does it come up with this? Open it up with that?
Yeah.
Or does it open up with a flip and it opens up with that? No, I want to do it on.
Hey, have a men's cover.
Lost.
If I wind this on and take a picture, you should be able to see it. If you look through there, hold it back. If you look through there, you should be able to see it flat.
Yeah.
Did you see the light come through the lens? All right. Now the light doesn't come through the lens and then out. It comes through there to there when it takes a picture. But when you're looking through it, obviously that's not in the same line as this, right? So in there is a big prism and a couple of mirrors. So the light comes along, bounces up off a mirror, goes through a prism, and then comes back out that way.
The mirror goes down.
Yeah. Now the reflex part is the mirror. The mirror is there except when you click the button. When you're looking through it there's a mirror placed in behind this, you can't see it, that reflects the light up through the viewfinder.
Yeah.
When you they set their camera up and you get lines. We had it for an
That's
hour.
good.
We
You
got
get
Haley's
lines
Comet.
across the sky. So that's basic. That's what an SLR is. I'll show you that one time to show you the difference.
How many school cameras have we got, Brian?
Sorry?
How many school cameras have we got?
I've got 2 school cameras. But you've got to remember that there's a 9-10 class in photography too.
Are they using them?
Well, see, they probably will as well. So if you don't have your own camera, it's going to be harder. Because you may not be able to have access to a school camera every time you want it. Now, these are really old stuff, but let me show you a range one.
They look like those things that squirt with them.
This is what you can buy, well, with all cameras today, you can buy a bag and you can buy all the accessories and put your things in. If your dad's got, or mum got things like that, right? And that's an electric cord, there's a camera holder, this is just so old. There's lens covers, there's a little lens in there, lovely little, look how small the lenses are. But they're so heavy, I mean this is amazing, this thing, it's like gold, just don't drop it.
What?
I mean, they're all sorts of little things, see?
What's in these?
Oh, I guess you put your film in there, or your caps, or what's this got in it? This is not mine.
There's a film here. Or something.
I don't even know what they are.
What's this?
No, who can read Japanese?
What's this?
Lollies.
That's an extension thing, isn't it?
That looks like
Oh,
those
no,
lollies.
oh, that sits on top of your camera somewhere. It sits on top of the... Where's the camera? This one. Slides in on top of a hot shoe and does something. I don't know what it does actually.
It says something.
Are you good on these?
There's burn.
It's got a self...
My dad's got one of the same exact.
Hey, what's this yellow bit for?
That's a filter. I'll explain filters later.
Yeah, we've
How do you get? How do you
Now
use?
see, there you go.
It looks like a Dalek from Doctor Who.
Anyone come and see my towel?
Hey, how would you get
You want me
that filter?
exterminated?
How would you get the filter?
Oh, the filter should have been screwed in. It looks like a click-in filter actually. That's come off, so it's... Maybe it's screwed to the... No, the cap shouldn't be screwed to that. I don't know how that... No, there's a screw in there, so maybe it has screwed off.
Yeah, these are other filters.
Are they? Little filter, oh, there you go. So, give me a look at one of those. Do they... So that should have a... So this is, put that away. This is screwed out. So that's jammed in somehow, and then it's screwed off. That's really been jammed in there. Well, don't worry about it. We'll organise that later. Hang on, Jess, we'll put this one back, mate. You got the box for it?
Yeah.
You got its case?
What's this?
That is a light meter. This is in before the time. We'll go into light meters later. Most of the cameras you'll use today, like this one, I don't know if yours has a light meter in it. Does this camera have a built-in light meter? It does. Before they had built-in light meters, you had to use one of these machines where you took it out. This one's cracked. And you pointed it towards the light source when you got it out. And you worked out all sorts of things here and it told you what adjustments to make on your camera. That's now built into all the cameras. So you don't have to cart this around with you anymore.
On this bit here? Is that a...
Quick, Daddy, my hand's going
Yeah, that just stops from getting muck all over it. So that's your light sensitive thing, and you point that where you go. You don't have to do that anymore. They're now built into the cameras, thank goodness. I mean, I first did photography when I was at art school, we had to have these things, and I could never work them out.
Camera holder.
Where's the
Send me,
number?
oh yes.
yes.
Oh yes.
Okay, can we come back here, please?
Yeah.
Fortunately today, cameras are made from much lighter plastics and alloy substances and things, and they're nowhere near as heavy. If you take that one and then fill that one, which is lighter, and then go to that one, you'll find that there's a huge difference between the three of them. That one's less heavy than this, and then that's much lighter still. I should have brought mine in. The one I bought a camera earlier this year, a brand new one. I bought a brown and use it all the time.
This one's the latest. So this is the technology.
That's good plastic.
There was another one in here.
Is this the hole?
No, it's Jamie, you took this lead cap on.
No, this one you look through here.
Good photos.
No, this one you look through here.
Yeah, he's looking through the viewfinder.
Look how small it is.
Look, that's a good little lesson for you all. What, therefore, is one of the disadvantages of a rangefinder camera?
It's so...
You're not
Now
looking
listen,
through,
think
you're not
about
looking through any change of things, you can't see it change.
No, not
You
that.
can't, the lens,
What?
you can't tell if the lens card.
Exactly. So Jamie could have gone around taking pictures, thinking he was taking pictures, but he couldn't tell unless he had a look at it. Because he wouldn't know that the cap was still on there. Now you cannot do that with those cameras. If you look through that with a cap on it, there isn't a cap there, but close your hand over it, you'll notice that you're not going to take a picture, Jamie.
Has this one got a built-in light
I've done that.
That's the hole.
Has it? Yeah.
That's
That's what that is.
What's the hole in this?
Look at this. This would be a family one.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. What's this thing? We're just doing things.
It's a tripod.
What's it do?
It's a thing
It's
to go around shooting.
so when you want to take time exposure, you...
It's a tripod.
Yes.
That looks good.
No, this thing's called tripods, is it? We watched.
Oh, the tripod. Yeah, there's a movie called that too, isn't there?
It's for when you want to take...
What's wrong with
If
this
you
leg?
don't take it.
It's got one short leg.
Just click this. Just click this one up there.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'd like to have it all the same.
No, but it's not so you can...
No, it shouldn't have one short leg.
No, that's screwed. That's not a very good tripod.
Hey,
No, it's not a bit. But I don't know, this tripod tripod appeared in that box.
Too, isn't it?
Someone brought it to school in the photography course of mine over some time
And
ago
left it.
and left it here. But it's not a good one.
Oh,
It's all
this
fours.
is an old.
Nothing can tighten up properly.
God, this is really
What's a tripod do, T?
You put your camera on it.
So it
You
stays
just-
Yeah.
still.
And then you can do your timer or you can hold them still
And what's
because
it-
you've got
Auto.
wobbly hands.
It does two main functions. One is to keep the camera from moving, right? Keep it still, and it means that you can then have your shutter speed as slow as you want because you don't get any shake. Okay, that's the two main reasons. It stops the camera from moving, and it enables you to, even if you're taking it at a fast shutter speed where it doesn't matter so much, you can still set it up in a certain situation that doesn't move. And secondly, it enables you to have your shutter speed open for. I'll go through the shutter speed and stuff later, but it enables you to have it open for a long time, as long as you want to make it. It's not going to move. The picture's still. Yeah, that's had it. That old Canon. This is another one. This is a tripod that goes with the Canon. This came with this set. You can see how old-fashioned it is.
Canon camera.
Just keep it for a few
Smile,
years,
you're
right?
right.
And you can make fortunes.
What's this
on
for? They get expensive. You don't.
This is it.
Oh my gosh! This one's. That's for the holidays. Oh, I've just been
Wake
telling
up,
the whole class.
Rachel.
This is fun.
This one's.
I've never done that.
Look at my bride.
Just unscrewed. Properly screwed on here properly. That wasn't very
Can I have
good.
one of the normal cameras, please?
Oh, this one's really high.
Hey, where's Ralph?
This one's at your school.
Hey,
Hey,
Ralph.
Cheese.
Smile, you're in
Cheese.
Look at the birdie.
That's the problem with
Oh, this one is heavy.
Brian, you know this is a good thing for me to do this because I can get my parents to buy myself a camera.
My
You
dad's
can buy a good camera.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you luck.
No, because they've promised to get Jamie and I one for ages.
Have they?
Yeah.
Well, tell them that Brian said you have to have a good SLR camera for this course.
No, who said about anything about SLR?
Jamie, look this way.
Well, why not
Would
look?
be, though.
Tegan, go for the best.
Yeah.
And you
Their
might end up
SLR's the best.
well, it's what you'd probably
Yeah.
prefer to get if you're going to get a camera with some.
Oh, is this the blacky one?
Well, Jamie's probably got his eye on something great.
How much are they about? I do.
Well, oh goodness me, they range from about 400 up to about whatever. The sky's